Today I'm going to do just a very quick review with this children's smartwatch GPS tracker. Now, I had been thinking a while ago to look for one for my kid. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I've been a techie guy, been a gadget guy. I thought, yeah, why not? It'd be a bit of fun, and also I suppose you could say it would be for we're being uber safe. So I looked online, looked at some of the reviews, and I couldn't really find anything that was of much information to me. And if you look on eBay or Amazon, I mean, there is a myriad of watches from like $14 up to this one I'm holding now is $29.99. But there's many different ones, and this actually is the, let me get this right, this is the 4th one, believe it or not, that I have bought, and I will tell you just a wee bit about the backstory in a minute. So this arrived today. Now this watch, although I'm reviewing it, of course it's not attached to my kid. I have another watch attached to my kid which is a bit smaller than this, and it is working really well. So, and they're basically all the same. It's just the most difficult part of these is to work out how to download the app and just quickly to get it to set up at the beginning. So first watch that I bought was a cheaper one, and it was pretty complicated, and the instructions, and even the instructions on this one, the English is relatively poor. But the good thing about this watch is that the IMEI, which you do need, the IMEI and the barcode is and the QR code is right at the back, so it's very, very easy. The first one that I bought was really complicated, and it was pretty poor quality, and I couldn't work out how to download the Android app. I use Android, so I just gave it away to somebody else to see if they could work out. It wasn't very expensive, and they still had problems with it. So the second one that I bought was actually, it looked just like a normal analog watch. It was very nice. It's called Top Watch, and I think it was about $20 odd. You could find it on eBay. It just looked like a normal analog watch with a watch face and the second hand blah blah, these kind of things, and yeah, it looked quite nice. But the problem was when it arrived, it just was too big for her wrist, so I had to give that to somebody else. And we're still trying to, although we worked out how to download the app, which was on the iOS store. My friend I gave it to has a iPhone. We're still having some problems trying to get it to work. I'm not sure if it's something to do with her SIM card, because it seemed to work with my SIM card, so we're still trying to resolve that. So that was the second watch. But the third one that I got worked out really well. I got it on eBay. It was about $21.99. It was a pink watch, slightly smaller than this one, with a yellow band around the face. Oh, it's not my camera there. And the back of the one I got my kid, unlike this back, just had you could just slip your fingernail into and pull off the cover to insert the SIM. So it was a lot easier. All the other watches, including this one, come with a screwdriver with these wee screws, and it's a bit of a pain, but I suppose once you've done it, it's done. So her watch being a bit smaller, the battery obviously is smaller, and that's something that one has got to consider. I think the Top Watch was a good value, and about the size of it. It was definitely had a bigger battery, so that is going to work a bit longer. My kids one, we definitely get 10 hours out of it, and also because she's only at KG school, kindergarten, it's more than enough. For the app for my kids' watch was a wee bit complicated, because I use Android, didn't have an app on the Android store. You had to go to a Chinese store and type it in. So it wasn't just as easy to do, but once I worked it out, it was done, and I installed the app, which was once I found it was relatively easy. Then you had to, for the signing into the app, you put in the IMEI, which is I think it was on the back of her cover, and then with the SIM card inside, then it is you sign in, make a password for your account, and you sign in. And once you've done that, you'll see here it's starting up. Let me just see if I'm showing you it all. It's all starting up. The app here is called Children's Watch, and all these apps look the same. They may have a slightly different name, but they all look the same. Okay, so I log in, and to my surprise, it actually works really, really well. Okay. Let this log in. Let's see what my signal is here. I'm only getting a slower signal, but it should work. Okay, so here we are. Now this is locating. Once I've turned it on, you can see it says here transferring, and it is now looking to locate my kid. I'll just press location again. I know my kid is at school. This almost like sends a message, okay, to the phone. So we're then looking, it goes through that. I'll do it again. It's almost like it's sending a message, pinging the phone. Give me the history of the movements. Let's see where we go, and there we are. Okay, so that was her on her bus ride this morning, and now I know here where the blue is, obviously. You can see that is where her school is. I see this compound which is opposite the road, so now I know that she is there. So yeah, I mean, it is really good, and the watch that she has is small enough for her wrist, and it just looks like a kid's LED LCD watch. So there's nothing really unusual about it. It's not flashing all the time or anything like that. Now there's a myriad of settings that you can do, and I'm sure it's the same with all of them. There's a pedometer. You can add emergency phone numbers, and if I go back to this watch here, this one has an SOS button, and usually it will be connected. You will program in, say, your own number, and then the kid, you just need to teach your kid, if there's any problems, they can press this SOS button here, if you can see it, and it will call whatever number you programmed. Now my kid's app, we programmed in her mum and my number. Now her watch, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. I thought there was two buttons, mum and dad, but actually the way you have to dial the number is press one button, and then it gives you comes on the screen, mum and dad, and then you just choose one. So really for her at the moment, she's still a bit young for that. I think this one may be a bit better with the SOS function. You could probably, hopefully that would just be one main number. The kid, you could teach the kid to press that, and then they would be it would dial whatever number you programmed. This also, all of these watches have this, it's called electronic fence. So the theory behind this is that you can set a boundary. So just for example, in your house, in the garden, you could set a boundary around your house, and then once the kid goes out with that boundary, it will alarm and send a message to your phone, or ring on your phone. I'm not sure. I mean, I suppose it's okay for if you were really concerned. I mean, sometimes I think we go overboard about the safety, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Perhaps if you were going for a day in a big mall, you could set the electronic fence around the mall, and then you would be less, I suppose, worried. And if she got a wee bit lost, you'd feel that there was more safety. So, I think it does have its uses. But for me at the moment, it's really just primarily for a tracker. You can program more numbers in as well. Now, I'll just return home on this app. Now, most of them, the apps, as I said, are a bit are almost the same. There can be a slight different UI to them. Here you can do power management. You can mode setting. So mine's in tracking mode. You can also have it in power saving mode, which I'm going to do now, and just to see how it goes. You can push a text. I'm not sure on a very small screen how good that would be. And of course, with a SIM card, all of these kind of watches are phones. They operate as a phone, so in theory you can call it, and I have tried it and it does work. You can call it. Whether my kid would be able to answer it or not, I doubt, but okay, you could do it, and your kid can do it back to you. Okay, so this watch, as I said, this watch is feels quite good quality. I got this from, I'm just looking on my computer, the name of it is called kidsmartgpswatch.com. That's kidsmartgpswatch.com. I got it on there, and I paid a wee bit more, but the quality of this one does feel better. So I'm reasonably happy with this. Actually, this is going to be given to a friend, so I'm not going to keep it. But you can see here, it's not that big. Okay, it's a bit chunkier for my kid. Power button, these are 1 and 2. These will be the two main numbers, so maybe mum and dad. They have the SOS button. Here you charge by the mini USB. You can see here there's like a microphone speaker, and I can confirm when it started up it did make a relatively loud tone. So yeah, this is a pink one, girly obviously. The quality does feel pretty good, not like the first one I bought was really crap quality. The only hassle is these stupid screws, and my kids one is a lot better that way, because I don't need a screwdriver. But as I said before, once you've done it, then it's kind of out the way. So the main point of just quickly going over this was to tell anybody who was interested that yeah, it does work, and the app, I don't have any problems with it at all. I was going to mention something here. I didn't actually look in the instructions. School function RFID. I'm not sure what that means, and I'm not sure if all of them get that. But yeah, look, this really does work. And I've been very, very happy with it on my phone. And when she's time for coming home, I'm always checking the route of the bus, and yep, everything is working really well. So for I paid for her watch $21.99, something like that. I am really happy, and it kind of gives you just that wee bit of extra security on your mind, and it's if that makes you feel better during the day, then for $21.99, this watch here from that website, again I forgot the name, kidsmartgpswatch.com. This one was a bit more expensive, $29.99. I looked at the instructions and really I thought the English would have been better on these. This actually came from an American website, and KSA, but really the instructions are pretty much the same kind of Chinesey type English, but it's easy enough to understand, and also with a QR code and IMEI number on the back should be relatively easy for you to program it. So yeah, that's it. That's all really I wanted to say, just in case any people were out there wondering if they should get one and what would be the best one. Well, it's hard to say what would be the best one, but if you just look, they're pretty much all the same. Really. So if you can find one around about the $20 mark, it's probably not much different from this one, and it's not much different from the one my kid is using at the moment. So yeah, I think it was like $21 well spent. And I said, oh, sorry, I just moved my camera again. Let me move it back. I'll just quickly show you one more time. So we know that she is at school, and I can just refresh the location again, and it is transferring just to double check that nothing has moved. And this seems to work relatively accurate here in Saudi. So I really do think, yep, that was money well spent. So anybody have any comments or any questions they want to ask me? I've been using this now about 2 weeks. You feel free to down below. I will do my best to answer them ASAP. And yeah, try it. You can't. You're only going to lose $20. Make sure that you have small enough fingers, because the screwdriver is very small and the screws are very, very small. I have to use my magnifying glasses to see it. But yeah, it definitely works. Okay, that's me. Okay, bye.